semi-prepared for this moment, so everybody be ready for this. So, yeah, the talk I'm going to do is about the future of identity. It's a rant about myself, for myself. I promise that's not as narcissistic as it sounds. First thing I want to say is everybody who showed up here, that is my friend, thank you, and anybody who's not here is no longer my friend. So we'll get that out of the way. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story of how I got such a crazy name. And we're going to go through a series of thought exercises that are hopefully blow your mind. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so it's a weird name. The mixed responses that I get from people when I say my name at Starbucks or various places, they go, Cix, like the number. It doesn't warrant a conversation, so I simply just say yes. It's more obscure than that. It's not only a number, it's spelled. The other one that I get is really nice, is, are your parents hippies? Yeah, that's a little forward for the people who say that. You're kind of on my shit list if you say that, to be honest. So if you ever ask me that, if you ever say that, I'm not your friend anymore. Okay, so, all right, get ready. So this is part of what we're going to do. I'm going to make you super uncomfortable today because I'm going to ask you questions that you probably haven't thought a whole lot of. Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is your name and what does it mean? Okay, I'm going to point at you. Right there. Yeah, give him the mic. What is your name and what is...
All right, so my name is Patrick LeBlanc.
Okay, what does your first name mean?
I have no idea.
Yes. Yes! I didn't plan this, and that's exactly the answer I wanted. Okay. You, the woman behind. What's your name, and what does it mean?
My name is Pernilla, and it's an old Swedish Viking name.
Yes! The second part. Oh, my God. This is almost as if I planned it. So the two things I want you to notice here that's really profound is, one, is a lot of people don't even know what their name means. So we go around our whole lives, our whole entire lives, not knowing what our name even means. And the second part about that, we have a name that is ascribed meaning by others. She said it was historical, by Vikings. How long is that? Thousands of years ago? We are called something our entire lives that we did not choose. It is not something we chose. It is a vestige of the past. A lot of people are carrying last names of their husbands, a vestige of patriarchy. We lose our maiden names as we transfer through generations. This is the past, and I come from the future. In the future, that is right, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. You choose your name. In the same vein that you choose your username. So my first username was not exactly the best. It was monkeyshat. I picked monkeyshat at hotmail.com because I wanted to be able to troll my teachers, but I couldn't say shit, and Hotmail didn't flag shat, so I was monkeyshat. So maybe that's not like the first go-to when you're picking your username of the future. But I really want you to think about that. I want you to think about the fact that you're called something your entire life that you did not choose, or was a remnant of the past. Okay, now we're going story time. All right, why is my name Cix Liv? Okay. All right, let me set the scene here. Why is it not going? Okay, we are skipping here. It's not, can I go back? Okay. It's not. It's the live slide. It's the one before this. Okay, I guess there's not a slide here, whatever. Okay, so anyway, no, god damn it. It's breaking my flow. Okay, whatever, I'm just gonna wing it here. Okay, so about 12 years ago, I'm gonna set the stage. I'm in one of the darkest times in my life. I was kicked out of school. I was sleeping on the floor of my friend's place. I was eating pizza all day. I was a fucking loser, okay? And during that time, I had this epiphany in the middle of the night, in like the witching hour in the middle of the night. And I had to write. I used to be super creative. I don't know if I still am. Maybe age is changing that. But I wrote a story called Liv. It was a story, it was a very dark story. And I feel like a lot of what it was me seeing myself as this caricature, as this person in the story. And the very beginning of the story, this is super dark. It was someone standing at the edge of a railroad track, contemplating whether or not they're going to kill themselves. Pretty dark time. And during that time, they had this epiphany, or they had this time where they were standing on the railroad tracks and were thinking about their past. And fast forward, unfortunately, the person did actually kill themselves. But that wasn't the end of the story. The story did not end there. This individual woke up in the middle of the night in a night sweat. And they went through this whole existential crisis. This whole existential crisis of, what is the meaning of life? What does it matter to me? How do I derive value knowing I'm still going to die no matter what I do? And that was, I must accept death to find meaning in my life. I must accept death to find purpose. And so this is an excerpt from the story, and it kind of summarizes the entire story, which is, fluidly flowing within my veins consists the blood of a living thing. Matter that, because it exists in the material state, will eventually die. Time and space determine such endings, the human curse being that we can come upon this realization. So essentially, the idea that we must accept death in order to find value in our lives. So this is pretty deep shit for a 20-year-old, I gotta say. Like, you know, I was in a weird place at that time. I was also addicted to World of Warcraft. All right, who here loves World of Warcraft, or used to? Come on. We only got 5 hands. Okay, whatever. You guys suck. So I was super addicted to World of Warcraft. You know, if anybody has played an MMORPG, yeah, I see you nodding back there. You know that it becomes a huge part of who you are. It becomes a huge part of your identity. And that's when Cix was born. So the actual origin of the name wasn't super... Yes, that's right. Undead Rogue. So yeah, the actual origin of this wasn't exactly super amazing. I sat at the starting screen, and Cix was taken. So I was like, wow, what's like phonetically the same? Cix! Oh, okay. All right, so I picked Cix. Not exactly the most amazing way to start that, but we'll get there. It means much more later. So thousands of hours later, I started to connect more with the name Cix than my birth name. This name meant something to me. Cix was more than just a name to me. It represented much else. It represented who I aspired to be. It represented something much more than who I was. In real life, I was lame. I was sleeping on the floor. I had got kicked out of college. I wasn't doing a whole lot with my life. But Cix was amazing. In the game, I could lead a team of 25 people against a dragon. I was no longer a social outcast. I mattered. It was who I aspired to be. But I need to make money, okay? You know, I can't be just playing World of Warcraft. I mean, I could if I had, like, my parents supporting me, but remember, they kicked me out of the fucking house. So I need to make money, all right? So I contact my friend, and I start making desktops on a massage table in northern Minnesota. Okay, I don't know if anyone's been to Minnesota, especially northern Minnesota. It's not exactly the epitome of technology, okay? Yeah, it's a very humble beginning. So I had to think, what do I call my company? Well, I knew it was Liv Computers, of course. This name meant so much more to me. This name was something more than just a company. It was more than just a story. It became a beacon of hope for me at that time. And I started selling these computers, and I had a pretty unique way of selling them, where I would live stream the computers and the various games that we're playing, and I would sell them. So I'd make a few $100s a day. It was all right, but you know, I'm not going to be moving mountains with that type of money. But I needed more to ground me. I needed more to connect me with this name, because I still didn't feel enough to guide me, to give me this direction. But every single time I felt doubt in my life, this name would come up, Liv. It was something that inspired me. So I don't know if anybody else has a tattoo here, but the very first tattoo I got was a solid LIV down my spine. So that's not exactly a starter tattoo. So I went to a tattoo parlor in Duluth, Minnesota, and I remember a story, which I went there, and it was in a college town nearby the college, and there was two girls there, and they were getting tattoos, and I asked them, I was like, what tattoo are you getting? And the girl goes, I don't know, either the butterfly or the star. And I go, why? And they said, because it looks cool. And I had that moment where I was just like, this thing meant so much to me. This name meant so much to me, and it seemed like such a gap to me that someone would brand themselves with something that meant so little. But anyway, this grounded me. It gave me hope. It was more than just a name to me. It was my religion. So whenever I would have an issue with these computers that I was selling online, I would do something called an RMA, Return Merchandise Authorization. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It sucks. So I would send these broken computer parts back to a place called City of Industry. And when I heard that name, I was like, wow, City of Industry. That sounds so exciting. I was like imagining holographic, buildings, and oh my God, this is going to be so amazing. Little did I fucking know. Anyway, so the final thing about this is I would always joke to my friends, it's in northern Minnesota, by the way. If anybody's been here, it's like Siberia, okay? I would always joke to my friends, one day, I'm going to get in a car, I'm going to drive to California, and you're never going to fucking see my ass again. And I did just that. So I drove all the way from northern Minnesota in the middle of the winter all the way to City of Industry, California. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a industrial district east of Los Angeles. Back then, us boomers had TomToms. We didn't have these fancy phones like you whippersnappers these days. I went on this long drive all the way to City of Industry, California. And the logic was in my head, well, if I didn't have to go there to return it, I could save money. And therefore, I would make more money. But here's the problem. When you live in Minnesota, rent is cheap. It is not cheap in California, okay? So I showed up in California, and perhaps, you could say I should have prepared myself a bit more. I was astounded by the cost of rent. And I realized now that my parents are no longer supporting me financially, I was kind of fucked. So I had to make a choice. I could either have a residence and somehow work out of there, or have a commercial location and somehow live out of there. Not exactly the best choices to make. So, so I decided to have a commercial location, and this was the actual place. So you can just imagine me in the back of this warehouse being completely miserable. And this was technically illegal to sleep here. It was a commercial district, and the zoning was not for residents. So I was illegally sleeping in the back of this warehouse on an inflatable mattress. So let's just say California did not embrace me when I first came here. So, thank you for that. I remember that the first night that I came there. So I had let go of my past. I had let go of my friends. I had let go of my family. I had let go of everything that gave me value. And I was chasing this North Star of these names that I couldn't derive meaning necessarily from them. I didn't know exactly what it meant, but I knew that this is the future I have to go. And I remember the first night I spent there like it was yesterday. I got an inflatable mattress, and I had a space heater next to me. And I had got food from a place nearby. It was a can of chili, and I didn't have a can opener, so I opened it up with a knife, and I ate it with a plastic fork. And when I fell asleep that first night, there was crickets and cockroaches in the wall. And so I couldn't sleep because I could hear them scurrying and chirping in the wall. And so I took one of my sandals and I hit the wall, and the crickets would come out and I'd squash them. And then I got a trash can. I created this makeshift trap for the cockroaches because I couldn't nail them. They were too fast. So I put this food in the middle of the trash can, and there was water at the bottom, and they'd fall in the trash can and go in there. And I didn't have a shower, so I had to put water in a trash can and take a rag. I guess that's called an Irish shower, which is maybe offensive. But yeah, it was rough shit, I gotta say. So yeah, that was the beginning of Liv Computers there. But there was something about this. In the bottom of that, I realized in a new place, no one knows me. There's an opportunity here to reinvent myself. There's an opportunity here to become something more than what I was. By letting go of the past, I can have a new future. This is my opportunity. I can become Cix Liv. And I researched how to legally change my name. And you have to go for a really arduous process, I gotta say. And part of that process is going to the federal government office. And I raised my hand, and I said, I am Cix Liv, raised by video games. I didn't actually say that. But yeah, it's a very arduous process to legally change your name. But it meant something to me. Cix Liv meant something to me. And so the final piece of this was the tattoo on my back. So this is me about 2 years ago, pre-pandemic. I'll get back there. Yeah, don't judge too much. Yeah, so the final piece of this was that tattoo. And so I'd already had the LIV down my back, and this is actually 2 separate tattoos. And I tattooed C and X to the other side. And I found out, and this is the other thing that felt to me more like it was a religion that I was following, more like it was a North Star that mattered something much more, is that Liv and Cix are Roman numerals. Liv is 54, and Cix is 109. And Liv in Swedish and Norwegian languages actually means life. So I had this profound meaning to my name. It was my armor to wear. And now I must become Cix Liv. And that's the story of how I got my name. All right. Yeah, it's a little out there. So yeah, this is going to be another thing that's going to make everyone really awkward here. Okay, I'm looking out at you. Who am I going to make uncomfortable? You just don't care, do you? Can you just move the mic? Okay, I need 2 of you. You guys are going to be too funny, so I'm not going to pick you. All right. You right there. 2 down. Yeah, him. Come up here. Come up here. I'm making you uncomfortable. All right. Who else we got? You. The second back here. Do you have another mic? Or you can just come up. Second chair. Unfortunately, I'm calling you up. It's okay. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. All right. So this is going to make people very uncomfortable. All right. Yeah, not you, of course. Okay, stand and look at each other. Describe what the other person looks like. You go first. Describe what they look like.
Yes. It's a woman in your best age, with pretty glasses.
A woman in her best age.
Yes. And cool dress.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all you got?
I think it was a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, round of applause. All right, now you describe him.
You're definitely in your best ages.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all. No, 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 no. You got to describe him. Describe him as you would describe one of your friends.
That wouldn't be very nice.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's it. Wow. It's going crazy. Take it down. So anyway, thank you. Yeah, and I know they were super uncomfortable. That's okay. That's okay. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But that was the whole point I was trying to make, is that identity is not just the way we look. Yeah, high five. That's right. Identity is not just the way we look. It's not the way that we see other people. It's much more than that. It's what we believe. The reason we're here today is not because of the way we look like. It's not our gender. It's not our race. It's because we're here about augmented reality, about virtual reality, about XR, metaverse, whatever the hell all these terms mean, right? That's why we're here. It's not because of the way we look. And that's the point that I wanted to make there. So here's a question for the audience. Have you ever played another gender online? Come on, guys, be honest. Please, I'm asking you to be honest. Raise your hand. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Oh, this is a delayed response. What is that all about? Okay. So the point, and then the other question is, well, let me go back to that real quick. So women sometimes pick men because they don't want to be harassed online. Men will pick women because, you know, for whatever reasons. They want to watch them. Who knows? You know, it's a more open-ended question to that. The other question I want to ask is, have you ever played a separate race than who you are? The skin tone, I don't know if I'm going to go as far as like, okay, come on, that's not true. Raise your hand. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, and then this goes into the next question. What do we think we're going to look like in the metaverse? So Zuckerberg seems to think that everybody wants to look like that. And I don't believe him at all, okay? Who wants to look like that, okay? Raise your hand. All right, Zuckerberg, case study right here, okay? Making the wrong avatars, buddy. Okay, on the far right, we got metahuman. Who wants to look like that? Who wants to look like kind of like a cool version of the sub? Yeah, Nima, that's what's up. Yeah, really? You're going to have to pick one, people, okay? You can't, all right? All right, who wants to be like an animal, like something non-human, something cool and exciting? Oh, we got more people than anyone else. Who wants to be a bored ape? Okay, okay. Oh my God. No, you don't want to be a bored ape, okay? I swear to God, you guys are crazy, all right? Okay, the profile picture that you have online or the avatar that you play in VR, is that who you see yourself as? Raise your hand if that's the truth. If you actually feel this is me. If someone sees this avatar, it's me. Okay, not that many. So this is a point because we're not quite there yet, okay? People get the whole idea of having a unique name, of having a unique username, but we're not quite there where we see ourselves as these avatars. So the final piece of this is status. How do we define status in the metaverse? How do we create status in real life? Well, the way that we kind of create status in real life is we look at someone and we assume a bunch of things about them by looking at them. Okay, so this is kind of two extreme examples here. So on the left here, we got a celebrity trying to rep something that's outrageously expensive. And on the right, yes, I'm going to keep using these World of Warcraft references because that's what I know, is a rogue showing off some legendary gear. Now, if you were to ever play this game, that is a status symbol of the highest order, what he has right here. And so the question we have, are these items, are this armor that we wear, are they going to be seen in the same vein as we see Gucci or Prada of today? Yes? You think so? And that's the next part of that. And so I kind of break down, status symbols into I have money, I don't have money, I don't give a shit, or I have a nice body. Those are the kind of the 4 quotas on how I see clothing. So kind of bringing this all together. Oh, I'm right on time, damn. Kind of bringing this all together, the way that we derive identity of the future is through our name. It's through the way we look. It's through whatever we will see as a status symbol. It will become who we are. And the reason I say this is because identity is ever evolving. Who we are today and who we became during the pandemic, where we spent most of our communication online, it constantly allows us to reinvent ourselves, to have a different version of ourselves, to not be stuck into the past and the vestiges of the past, but to choose our own identity. And that is the future of identity. Can I push the... That's it. Hey, can you put up the final slide? I want to get more Twitter followers. Is it not showing up? What? Okay, follow me, Cix Liv at Twitter. Thank you so much. I was right on time, so we got 20 seconds, so maybe we got one question. If I go what? Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing time.